A Halfling Sonder, Sven's story. By Illyria Valischin. Sven places his hand gently to his cheek. A soft smile crosses his lips as he watches her run. A burst of energy fills him as he heads off after her. The two of them running a little ways down the path until she decides to run into the tree line. Following along, he ducks into the trees as well, knowing that she is heading for the smaller meadow. Having lost sight of her between the trees, he looks around. A few branches from a nearby willow tree sway, as if calling for him to come that way. Slowly he approaches, not wishing to give away his position. A few soft giggles come from the other side of the trunk. Taking it slowly and quietly, he walks around. Spotting her looking the other way, he rushes forward and wraps his arms tightly around her waist. She lets out a startled scream while managing to turn around. The scream comes to a soft sigh of relief when she sees it is him holding her. "Caught you," he says. She blushes bright red and nods slightly, before leaning in to give him a kiss on his nose. She wiggles a bit more to get out of his loose grip, then does a little bounce as she turns and heads off to the village once more, only at a slower pace. He watches for a moment, then begins to follow, chasing her all the way back to her house in the village, only to catch her hand as she grabs the handle of the door to her home. She looks down at his hand, smiling widely as she does. "Thank you," Sven says softly to her ear. She looks into his face and gives a slight nod. I thought you would never come." "I did, though. I made it all the way from here, just in time, didn't I?" He looks a bit nervous. "In time?" She looks puzzled. "I'm still a little lightheaded. I'm here." He smiles. "Yes, you did." She smirks, swinging her hand in his. Sven leans in and gives her a small kiss before saying, "Is your father home?" Willa stands there a bit shocked at the intimacy just given, shaking her head dreamily. "Doesn't look like it." "Think he is at his shop still?" he asks. "Probably. He has been really busy." Giving her hand another slight squeeze, he leans in and gives her a kiss. "Caught you." He steps back, blushing bright red, then releases her hand from his. The two take a moment just staring at each other, as he is completely elated with the new-found excitement for life welling up inside of him. The girl of his dreams had wanted to be his. She had been waiting all this time for him to come chase after her. Leaving her to enter, Sven turns and heads off to the tannery, giving himself a bit of a pep talk on how to convince Mr. Leatherthimble to accept him as an apprentice. Approaching the shop, Sven can see the lights are still glowing and the sounds of frustration are filling the air. Things are most certainly not going well. As he reaches the doors of the shop, a loud crash of metal and cursing echo out. When he opens the door, he sees a pile of metal and skins spread haphazardly across the floor. "Sven, everything okay? Did Kerp get in more trouble?" Mr. Leatherthimble asks as he sees him standing in the doorway. "No, Mr. Leatherthimble. I was wondering if you still had an opening for an apprentice and could use some help this evening." Sven shifts slightly. "Well, yes, I do have an opening and could definitely use the help. But what about Mr. Wormork?" he asks, confused by the question Sven asks. "What do you mean?" "I thought you were going to be apprenticing at his time machines and odds shop." Realizing what he is being asked, Sven looks down a bit ashamed. I broke a really fancy watch, so he won't let me become his apprentice." Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.